Hey, good afternoon, Market 2 expert team. Welcome to your official May 2020 Market 2 expert call. Coming at you, not live necessarily, because you're going to be all watching this recorded on YouTube. But we've done this for a couple of months now and for a couple of different reasons. In the past, as you know, Teams and ETK don't always play super nice together. And you haven't been able to necessarily follow along visually with the content that we're sharing. So we wanted to kind of nip that trend as we go into these new calls, and we thought by recording them and doing them in advance, it would allow you to be able to absorb the content in a way that was one, as it was designed, so you can actually view the content, but two, you can do it at your own pace, right? You don't have to sit there at a specific moment in time and review a conference call. So you're going to have a little bit of time to kind of soak in the information that we're going to share with you. So for those of you who don't know me, and hopefully most of you do, my name is Tyler Chandler, and I am the district manager for your WSET team. Supports Best Buy Market 2. It is a couple of interesting things going on right now in the world of Microsoft and Best Buy. And I think at the very top of that list is what has been announced, the transition of many Best Buy stores now, almost 600 Best Buy stores, shifting from a curbside model to a consultation model, a one-on-one model in stores. And what that means for us is one, this is the first step, I think, back towards some semblance of normalcy, which is, I think, hopefully appreciated by everyone. But also it means that we have to really dig back in and get a solid grasp and a firm grasp on our selling strategies and our selling motions and all of that work that had become kind of part and parcel to how we did business prior to moving to a curbside model. So we have a little bit of time to sharpen those skills back up, and hopefully this call is just one of many tools that you'll have to be able to get really fluent and continue to develop your acumen going forward. So before I kick it off to my team, who's going to walk you through the bulk of this call, I will first remind Adam to advance the slide because there's a nifty little picture of me. There's my boot. But beyond that, there's a couple things that are top of mind for me that I want to talk to about. And to me, at the top of the list, for those of you watching, is just, and I say this in all genuineness, in all seriousness, how proud I am of this team. And again, you can say, Tyler, I don't know you all that well, or I see you when you pop in the store from time to time, or maybe I've never even met you face to face. So it feels disingenuous for you to say I'm proud of this team. But I hope that it doesn't, because I truly am. For those of you who don't know my background, I worked at Best Buy for 11 years, and for 6 of those years I was an assistant manager. For 5 of those years I was a general manager at multiple different stores. So I know what it's like to bleed blue. I know what it's like to be a part of the Best Buy community and operate out of a Best Buy store. I never had to go through anything quite like what you're all going through, though, which obviously is a seismic shift in terms of how you do business, and it's kind of scary and unprecedented at times. I did go through, without belaboring a super long story, I did go through, though, something similar to where my business was dramatically impacted by a weather event that was outside of our control. A hailstorm came through and closed down the mall that my store was adjacent to for 9 months, and that had pretty serious and dramatic effects on our business, and we had to obviously adapt and learn how to best serve our community. So I don't mean to make that as a comparison to the COVID situation, but I do use it as an example to say, hey, I know what it's like when all of a sudden your business gets turned upside down and you're left kind of holding the bag. So for you guys to embrace that change, to be adaptable, and to come out and deliver the incredible results that you've delivered both for Best Buy and for Microsoft during this really trying time is a testament to just frankly how much skill is on this team. So yeah, it may not be that we've gone out and had a drink together, but I can still say honestly that I'm proud of the work cumulatively that this team is doing. The kind of theme of this call and what you're going to hear about is really twofold. The first aspect is to me about what happens if we went back to March 14th, if we had a time machine, went back to March 14th, which is the last day that me and my team were able to join you in stores. What were the strategies that we were invested in? What were we talking about? And for those of you who remember, it was really about Surface first and lead with OneDrive. So one part of this call hopefully is designed to get you fluent with those strategies once again. The other piece of this call is designed to talk about what's new, because a lot of stuff has happened since we've come together physically, as a team in your stores recently. So we've announced Microsoft 365 as the evolution of our Office 365 platform since we've last talked. We have new Surface devices, which you all heard about on the national call earlier today. We have the Surface Book 3, the Surface Go 2, and a host of new accessories, including Surface Headphone 2 and Surface Earbuds coming out. So that's going to be a piece of our selling strategy. And while it might not be happening this month, very, very soon, obviously, big things coming in the world of Xbox with our new console being introduced to the platform. So lots of new stuff to talk about as well. So that's what this call is. It's a little bit of old, a little bit of new. Adam, if you want to jump ahead on the slide here, before I am done with my section, I wanted to spend just a moment and kind of pause and put these pictures up on the screen. We're going to run through the majority of our expert team. I don't have a photo for everybody, but I wanted to do so, because I believe this is our first team, right? Obviously we all exist within larger teams and we're part of Best Buy stores. At the end of the day, this is the face of Microsoft within Market 2, right? And it's our first team, and I want us to start this year. That's a big priority for me, is making this group of experts feel as if they are a cohesive whole unit working together as a team. And I think that starts with just getting to understand who is your viewing audience, essentially, right? So we have got Carlos out of store 211, Oscar out of store 217, Zach Western out of store 521. We've got question marks. That is Parker sitting there out of store 526. So I apologize, Parker. We've got Chris out of 382, better known as Topher. Gabe coming to us from store 497. Bobby Stevens. By the way, fun fact: Robert Stevens was the guy that created Geek Squad. But anyway, Bobby coming to us from 1410. Casey, our new expert out of 164. The man, the myth, the legend, Ramiro Diaz out of our Fort Collins location 225. And lots more. Kent out of store 1887, whose email address finally matches what I call him, which is cool. Braden, I should know that, it's my son's name, coming to us from our Riverdale location in 496. Mr. Owen Jacobs, South Salt Lake 527. Jesus out of my old stomping ground store I used to actually work at, 1416 in North Glen, Colorado. Derek out of store 209, and another new-ish expert, although he is fully qualified and accredited at this point, Mr. Josh Bottens from store 298 in Colorado Springs. Very cool. So I will turn it over to my team. Once again, thank you so much for everything that you guys are doing. You're absolutely charting new and new territory, and you're doing a great job at it. So please sit back, get a dose of what's new, what's old, and let's kick some butt this month.
Awesome. So I am going to take you guys kind of down that past journey like we talked about, or Tyler talked about earlier. And we're going to talk about a couple of the different strategy guides that we do have. So these three here, you guys all should have seen them. If you have not, definitely reach out to your specialist or Tyler and we'll get you a copy of these for your store. But really, they're your guiding star. They're your North Star of what you want to talk about when you're with a customer and what you want your associates to talk about in the PC department with their customer, whether it be on Office, Windows, or on Surface. We got our main hits on that top portion and then the core demos on the bottom. So definitely some great guides to dig back into as we are going to start our one-on-one model with the customers coming in. And we will know again how to talk about our products and bring back some of those demos that we definitely were using back in March. If we move into the next slide, this is one that's kind of come out of curbside. So we have called this document for the longest time our curbside support. And we are still going to be doing curbside. So definitely is going to be something that we're still going to use. But I also think it's going to be really relevant when you are with your customers too, one-on-one. As you know, on this first portion on page 1, we're really highlighting devices that are in stock in your store. So you can definitely be confident if a customer is looking at one of these devices that you do have them in stock. And it's definitely one of your top deals that you have too. Maybe you have somebody that's selling that's not usually in computers. They can use the second page to really make it real for the customer and break down what they're using it for and make sure that the processor, RAM, and hard drive is going to match that. So definitely think these will be relevant when we move into the customer one-on-one model in addition to doing curbside. So we will keep updating those for you guys every week. And I'm going to pass it off to Adam now to dig into some more.
All right, guys. So as Tyler mentioned, Microsoft 365, brand new, in stores, already set for you guys. I just want to reemphasize some points here about what's changed with our new product. So really, yeah, everything's the same that was in Office 365 is available in Microsoft 365. Nothing was lost during this transition. And Microsoft 365 really builds on the foundation of what Office 365 truly was. And this is going to better communicate the value of the Microsoft products and services for the everyday consumer that are coming into the stores. We're infusing new AI technologies into our software and services, rich content and templates. So you see a lot more changes. You might have seen a new template actually in this PowerPoint presentation. So really rich dynamic things in PowerPoint, for example, and cloud-powered experiences, to really empower customers to become better writers, presenters, designers, you name it. Or whether it's just managers or people that are doing personal finances, Microsoft 365 will cover all that for you guys. So I'm getting into some specific features here, and again, there will be more things coming here in a little bit. I'll touch on that here. But access to popular well-being, creativity, and enrichment applications. So not only are we giving you the Office 365 set of software, but we're partnering with different vendors and I guess other partners to bring more software and experiences to Microsoft 365. An example of that would be things with Adobe. Free trials, I think that's going to change and evolve over time, but for right now, really communicating that value through other products and services that are not from Microsoft specifically. Windows 10 support is built in now. So yeah, not only do you get support for Office and all the software there, but also Windows 10 as well too. Password monitor and collections coming to Microsoft Edge. Microsoft Editor, it's an extension for Edge, Chrome as well too, and that's actually going to compete against things like Grammarly that are popular out there for people that can really take control of their presentations and writings in real time. Presenter Coach, which is online only right now, allows you to really dive deeper into that experience with your PowerPoint presentation and really make you that much better of a presenter as you're going along. Money in Excel for managing personal finances. You can also link your personal calendar through Outlook.com. So your Gmail calendar, you can actually link that through Outlook.com. And Skype Meet Now. Zoom's been pretty popular with this, but now Skype, you can actually meet now with your family and friends. So Microsoft 365 really communicates the value of our ecosystem and how our ecosystem works consistently across platform. It's going to be on Windows, Mac, iOS, Chrome OS, Android, you name it. And really, this really completes our brand story no matter what device you are using. And then coming soon, we're going to have so family safety. So there'll be actually a specific Microsoft family safety application. And then Teams is going to get personal. So Teams will not only be available for businesses, but you'll have, I think Teams Family, I'm not sure the exact name, but Microsoft Teams for personal use will be available as well in the near future. And I'll hand it off to the next specialist.
And the next specialist is Brandon Thrift, hailing from Denver, Colorado. So something that I hear when I'm in stores all the time, or was in stores all the time, is when is the Surface Book going to be updated? You guys all asked and you got it. So this is the new Surface Book 3. So with this, so we have the same sizes. So we still have the 13.5, 15-inch, but there are some differences, some upgrades to these guys. So with the Surface Laptop 3, the 13.5 inch model, so that one has 40% more graphics performance than the Book 2. And something that I thought was super cool that they changed was how it's faster to detach the tablet portion of it. You guys know as well as I do, when we're demoing these for our customers, hitting that button feels like an eternity to wait for it to detach. So that's something that we'll be able to showcase in stores. And with these guys, so they did upgrade the graphics as well. So all of them except for the i5 version of the 13.5 inch will have the NVIDIA dedicated graphics cards. In the 13.5, you'll have the 1650 Ti, and in the 15 inch, you'll have the 1660 Ti, which are pretty awesome dedicated graphics cards. Something also to take note of is they did add the new Dolby Atmos speakers. I'm super eager to hear how those sound. I know I have a Surface Book 2 or had a Surface Book 2, and the speakers on them were good, but if they made some improvements to them, I'm super excited for those. And something that you guys saw in the Pro 7 and on the Laptop 3 was the addition of the Farfield Studio mics, and they also added those to the Book 3s. Adam, if you can go to the next slide for me, please. So some takeaways. So, think about when you're in stores, how can you speak to this? How can you communicate what the differences are from the Surface Book 2 to the Book 3? So we kind of went over a couple of those already. So for, when you're communicating, go back, Adam, please.
Sorry, did it too soon.
So we kind of went over some of the things we want you to be able to relay to your customers, but a big one is the screen detaching, the Dolby Atmos speakers, the Farfield mics. They also have updated 10th gen Intel processors, the dedicated graphics cards, and something else that we're excited about as well is the Instant On feature. Now, this is something that you are able to demo in stores right now with the Pro 7 and the Laptop 3, and I think it's super cool that they added it to the Book 3. But yeah, super excited about this device. We should be seeing some shelf displays in the stores, and then we will be in touch with you guys as we get closer to the launch date. And I'll pass it off to Liam.
Hey everybody, my name is Liam. I'm also in Denver, and I am the specialist for the Lone Tree and 2 Colorado Springs stores, and my experts are Josh and Casey, who are both incredible, and they both also know that I am the biggest fan of Windows 10 S within the Surface Go 2. So the big changes between this and the last one are really what everybody's going to want to hear about when you have customers come into the store. It's a little bit bigger, 10.5 inches instead of 10.1. The resolution went up as well, but the weight did not. It's only 1.2 pounds, and it has a 10-hour battery life. But the real thing that people are going to want to hear the most about is the choice in processors, which has never been offered before in a device like this. There's still the same classic Pentium Gold option that's just been upgraded to a newer model, but now the Core M option that's available is going to make this device into a little bit more of a media powerhouse as far as this range of devices are concerned. So Adam, if you'd like to advance to the next slide, please. But with the Surface Go 2, it basically becomes the ultimate complementary device. With running Windows 10 S as a feature, it means that it's completely virus-proof, and it means that your customers are going to be able to switch to Windows 10 whenever they feel that they have a need to do that. But that need is less and less now with things like the new Microsoft 365 features that will empower our new Chrome Edge browser, which will give it vertical tabs and a whole slew of new features, among other things. Still has the same USB-C port. Best Buy stores are going to get optional LTE advanced options for the device, and the all-day messaging for battery life has been extended to the Surface Go 2 as well. So with these devices, we're hoping that we can really change the game as far as what our hero device and what our Surface story is in the Best Buy space. And with that, that pretty much wraps up the Surface Go 2. But I want to say that this one is my personal favorite out of everything that we just released. And if any of my experts are listening right now, let me just say you're going to hear a lot more about it. Adam, can you go to the next slide again? So this has to do with both these devices as well as other new things that are coming to the store, like the Surface headphones too. Best Buy stores starting on the 6th are now able to sell previous Surface Display devices. That means ones that are coming off the table, not just selling whichever ones we happen to have sitting out. It's actually been totally signed off on and is completely okay, but we have some stipulations around how we do that. We need you to only sell the ones that are coming down off of the tables. The reason for this is because even though there are new devices to put out, most of our devices are still current gen. So the Surface Pro 7, the Surface Laptop 3, and of course the Studio are all staying up. So, and the Pro X. But pretty much only the Go or the Book 2 would be coming off. When you bring those down, we need you to keep the security. We've heard rumblings about new security options for a couple of different devices, but we don't have that set in stone just yet. So we need you to keep that security on hand, and we need to know where to find it when it's needed again. So if you're hearing this, that means that we need you to spearhead this project and make sure that these security devices do not go away, because we are thinking towards the future. We want everything in the Windows space to be ready for the, in theory, grand opening of us eventually returning to the stores. And of course, fact tags will be updated as that information becomes available. So with that, hopefully that has a moment to sink in. I'm going to hand this off to Andy with some of our high-level messaging here. Andy?
Hello, everyone. Obviously, a few of you know me. My name is Andy. I cover stores 211, 210, and 217. Hopefully my experts are watching this. What I'll be going over is, while we are away, a few things that we're looking for from you guys to kind of execute on. Obviously, we're going to rely on you guys heavily with us not being able to go into stores. And right now, you're really the face of Microsoft. So you want to make sure we set the expectation and the look and feel around you guys. One thing that we're going to bring back, and hopefully we can get you guys back to, as Tyler had mentioned earlier in the call, around getting things back to normal. And I think starting off with resuming weekly recaps. If you aren't new to the team, I know we had a few new experts last month. We want to make sure that those recaps are starting up again. What we're looking for is those recaps being sent out every week before Monday to recap the previous week's business, as well as giving us some updates around your store news. With us not being in store, we want to also get involved in some of what's going on, kind of like a quick feed around what's going on with your store, anything you guys need from us, and then your week-to-week PMR performance, where you're gapping, which you're doing really well. And then when ISP comes back up, obviously giving us that ISP information around who you're coaching, what you're coaching them on. Obviously that's further away, but that's something we want you to start thinking about. But we want to get this back to the rhythm that we were on before all these events had happened. And then the thing that we're going to promise from you on our end is making sure that we're sending you feedback when we get those recognitions, positive recognition around when you're doing something well, as well as feedback around your recap. If there's anything we say, hey, you're doing really well on this, keep that coming. Also send other people that may be recommended to do the same thing. If you have what's called a vision of good, we want to send that out and share that as well. But we really want to get this back going. So expect this to be effective. And obviously we want to start seeing this coming this following week, where you give us our first recaps to your specialist. And if you have questions, please reach out to each one of your specialists. Or if you don't have a specialist, obviously reach out to Tyler to get some information of what a vision of good looks like if you need one. The next part is obviously the clean and bright look and feel, and having your department ready. As we kind of mentioned, we've already talked about, you're going to start seeing customers back in the building with appointment only, obviously, but we want to make sure that the store is ready the way it would be as it was prior to us leaving the store, customers leaving the store. Want to make sure you're down stock correctly if that allows. Your look and feel of the pinball tables back to normal. You're clean and bright. It has to be customer ready. You own that space, and I know that Liam kind of mentioned the set of the new products coming out. You're going to own that, making sure the product is displayed, the demos are ready, the right alarms are all put together. This is part of your expectation with us not being in stores. Obviously, we're going to be there to support you, but we're kind of limited on what we can be. Adam, if you can go to the next slide for me. So this kind of, maybe most of you guys don't remember these pictures or what your stores look like, but this is what stores look like prior to all the events that are going on. And this is kind of what we're looking for. Obviously, again, whatever business allows, if you don't have as much merchandise stock in the burst value laptop, or your GM or your AM doesn't allocate you to put stock down yet, we understand. But it needs to look and be ready for customer friendly. So that means devices are powered on, the demos are ready. You have a product clean and bright. And obviously with everything that's going on, making sure that we clean continuously, that our devices are looking spotless, it's down stocked, priced correctly, signage is up, your alarms are functional. And again, if you're having any issues with that stuff, please feel free to reach out so we make sure that we help you and support you with if you're having issues with installing demos or removing demos or any of that content. Can you go to the next slide for me? Next up, though, outside of the merchandising part of it, accreditation. So hopefully a lot of you guys have heard about the new accreditation. You guys knew about the old one, which was Office 365 and the capabilities of getting Game Pass Ultimate as well as Office Home Obviously, with the changes of Microsoft 365, we have a new accreditations out. So hopefully you guys have taken advantage of that. We had a contest that was going on that ended. For those of you that hopefully have taken the courses, we have the courses of Microsoft 365 accreditation parts 1 through 3 and Windows accreditation part 1 through 3. So with your peers or anybody that's even outside of your department, highly encourage that they take these on Learning Network, not only to get them trained around Microsoft 365, but also so they get some knowledge, also so they can get some free stuff. So obviously they will get the new version of Family for 365, that you'll get a code. And if you guys are having issues with your code redemption, please reach out to your specialist as well, because I know we've had a few people with that issue, so we can get you your codes. But another incentive for being an expert and getting your e-learnings done and your peers as well. On that note too, if you can go to the next slide for me, Adam. Before we get on to virtual induction, I just want to let you guys know we've officially gotten your ARC mices in. So if you haven't received yours yet, please be on the lookout for them. These are the ones we talked about probably about, it feels like 6 months ago. You guys will receive a ARC mouse. So it'll either get shipped in, or as soon as we're allowed back in stores, you'll get it from your specialist. If you got questions on this, please reach out to your specialist. Again, I know that I keep reiterating that, but obviously we're here to support you guys. But we will have your ARC mice either sent to you, or we will hand deliver them as soon as we can get back in store. So that's the good news. The other good news is obviously our virtual induction is back on May 22nd. So I really need you guys to make sure you're paying attention to your Focus employee news. As soon as that pops up, if you haven't been on our induction part of it, so you can sign up and get you ready and set up for that induction. Please also let your specialist know when you've officially signed up, so we know that you are going to be part of that team. But that's it for me. I'll hand you guys back off to Liam.
All right, so I get to do the fun one, everybody. We have for you released today a first look at the Xbox Series X gameplay. So we have the short link right on the slide for you if you just want to punch that into your phone or your computer, or take a screenshot of it for later. But this is actually going to be a high-level overlook of a lot of the new features that are available for the Xbox and a lot of the games that are coming soon as well. We're super pumped about the amazing hardware and experiences coming in the Series X, and now you guys get to take the first look today at that link. I have a little bit of information about Xbox-specific inventory for your stores, though. The last shipment of Xbox One X's has already shipped on the 4th of this month to your store, and we're not going to be getting any more for the foreseeable future. That should be enough for you guys to sell through for the immediate future, but we're also going to be having one last shipment of Xbox One S devices that are coming to your store right around the end of the month, right before June. That are going to be held in anticipation of the launch of the All Access program, which some of you might remember is an incredible financing program that you guys are going to be getting more communication about soon. Lastly, our controller inventory is a little bit on the light side, but since it's not going to be replenished in the near future, we do have the Cyberpunk 2077 controller available right now to look forward to. The Cyberpunk Xbox One X is not going to have a pre-order option, so when it has finally become available to the stores, it will move quick. But for now, selling what we have and thinking about the controllers proactively will help us stay on top of the Xbox sales. If you have any questions about these, please stay in touch with your specialists, as, like Andy said, we are now ramping back up alongside you guys as we prepare for the return. Adam, if you would mind going to the next one. So I just want to pause here at the end. You guys are all some of the most essential components of our businesses. While we all can't wait to be back, our priority is making sure that everybody is safe and ready before that happens. I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you to every person listening to this. Please reach out to any of us as you need to, and remember that we're here for you. And thank you for everything it is that you do with us. Oh, and super secret word, Mike Jones, tell your specialists or Tyler.
Thank you, everyone.
Mike Jones.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Mike Jones.